going to be breaking down the entirety of the UFC 317 International Fight Week card from the first fight of the night all the way to main event of the evening with Charles Oliveira taking on Topuria for undisputed lightweight gold. Let's get right into it. It's a heater. Now, before we get started, I would like to say if you do enjoy this video, I have great opinions. I don't know why you wouldn't. Hit that like and subscribe button as it does really support my channel. Let's get into it. First fight of the night, Jonathan Diniz versus Alvin Hines. Jonathan Diniz, phenomenal kickboxer. Really good kickboxer. I mean, he's a heavyweight, so decent kickboxer, he's all right. I think he's like one of the more in shape, like decent heavyweights. He's taking on the debutant Alvin Hines. Alvin Hines got a head kick KO in his last fight. He's 7-0, 33 years old though, kind of old to be making your UFC debut. I don't know. I don't see a future for this guy. I feel like this is a Jonathan Diniz layup, really. I mean, it's a short notice fight for Alvin Hines. It was originally supposed to be Justin Tafa, I think, against Jonathan Diniz. It could have been the other Tafa. Let me check. Justin Tafa, yeah. Jonathan Diniz is coming off of his first loss against Marcin Tybura. It was a doctor stoppage. I don't remember that fight. It was probably dog shit. I don't know. Jonathan Diniz, I have him winning this fight. Whatever. By the way, before we continue, I do want to mention, this is my third time recording this video. I have recorded it twice already, both in the 40 minutes, and both of them had to be scrapped due to audio issues. I'm actually quite upset, and also I have stuff to get to. I can't have time to, I don't have 3 hours to record this video over and over again, you know what I mean? Let's continue. Next fight of the night, Niko Price is taking on Jacoby Smith. Jacoby, extreme power, just coming off of his UFC debut where he got a first-round knockout against some can. Niko Price, a can, 16-8, not that good. He used to be like decent, been on the roster a long time, but his chin has deteriorated with his age, and I mean, Jacoby Smith is like a 2,500 favorite. He's gonna win this fight. It's pretty clear. Easy money. Jacoby Smith by round one knockout. Let's go to the next fight of the evening. Terrence McKinney versus Vyacheslav Borshev. I know I just got mad at Niko Price for a 16-8 record. Terrence McKinney 16-7, but he is the favorite. And, I've been going back and forth in my head about this fight. Terrence McKinney, extremely chinny. Call him Terrence McChinny. All right, you can take that. I don't mind. I made it up, me. So, you can take it. I don't, it's okay. Call him that. He's taking on Vyacheslav Borshev. Vyacheslav Borshev, kind of overrated, if you ask me. He's not that good. I just accidentally scrolled away from that fight. He's coming off of a loss to Tom Nolan. Beat Hamz Yontop by decision. His last good fight was a Mahashate knockout in 2023. I think he's a little bit washed, Vyacheslav Borshev. That said, he did knock out Mahashate, who's like not horrible. I'm a bit of a glazer still of Mahashate, but allow me. Terrence McKinney is, that guy. He has 23 professional fights. He's been to the second round 4 times. 4 times he's been to the second round. All 19 of his other fights have ended in the first round, either his loss or victory. He's got knockout power, and he's able to be knocked out very easily. He is the definition of a glass cannon, this kid. But I do have him taking this fight. So we're gonna go Terrence McKinney money line on this one. Don't have an option of finish or well, I mean, it's gonna be a finish. It's not going to decision. Are you kidding me? Terrence McKinney finish round 1, of course. We continue. Next fight of the night, Viviane Araujo versus Tracy Cortez. I don't like Tracy Cortez. I'm not a big Tracy Cortez fan. All right, don't love Tracy Cortez. Is that so bad? I think she kind of sucks. She's not that good of a fighter. She's coming off of a loss to Rose Namajunas. She has a win over Jasmine Jasudavicius before that, though, which does, make me think a little bit. Because Jasmine's really good, man. I think Jasmine will be the next Canadian champion. She's on her bullshit right now. She keeps getting finishes. She is really good. And Tracy Cortez has a win over her. which makes me think maybe Tracy isn't as bad as I think she is, but she is a decision merchant, dude. She's finished one fight ever. 11-2, by the way. Finished one fight. I just don't think she's that good. I do want to say a little funny story about her. Do not wear fake eyelashes when you're fighting. Feels like an obvious, right? But she did, in fact, wear fake eyelashes while fighting. And, I would understand it if it was like that this is kind of a layup fight for you. You're going to knock this person out in 20 seconds. So you wear your fake eyelashes so the photo op looks good. She wore fake eyelashes against Rose Namajunas, former strawweight champion of the world, extremely good opponent who got a victory over her, clearly, extremely good. Rose is not someone that you just go in there like, it's easy. I'm going to wear my fake lashes. So then when you get punched in your head, one of the eyelashes falls off and you look really creepy a little bit, like a doll that's been mutilated. Anyways, I don't like Tracy Cortez as a fighter. I don't know her as a person, but I just don't like her fight style. I don't think she's that good of a fighter. She's taking on Viviane Araújo. Viviane Araújo, I think I'm severely overrating. I'm not going to lie, but she is the underdog, so the books aren't. I think that it's a clear Viviane Araújo finish. Submission. Viviane Araújo, she has losses against people who are really good and losses against people who are not that good, like Tabitha Ricci. Is it Tabitha Ricci she has a loss over? From? Oh, no, it was Amanda Ribas. They're kind of similar, Tabitha Ricci and Amanda Ribas. Amanda Ribas is, decent. She's not that good. I mean, it's women's MMA, but she's not that good. And Viviane Araújo lost to her, but she also beat some other good. I don't know. I have Viviane Araújo to win this fight. I think it's a pretty clear victory for her because I just don't think Tracy Cortez is that good. Tracy, this is your chance to prove me wrong. I know you're watching this. We continue. Haider Emil is taking on Jose Delgado. I have to start watching Contender Series. I know who Jose Delgado is, but not really. I seen him fight one time. It was an early finish over Connor Matthews. Everyone seems to fuck with this kid heavy. And he has a lot of finishes. Don't get me wrong. 9-1. I think all but one of them are coming by finish. So he has a lot of finishes, but all knockouts. All knockouts. Not a submission guy. Haider Emil has a granite chin. Haider Emil, I've seen him take 3, 4, 5 clean shots directly to his chin. Right here. And he just eats that shit all day. Moves forward. Ends up finishing the fight. He's like... I seen Conor McGregor was talking about the Nate Diaz fight. And he was saying... And it applies to Haider Emil. He's like that Simpsons clip where Homer's in a boxing match and the other guy's pounding on Homer, but Homer's just not affected by it. And then eventually the other guy just gets so tired that Homer just pushes him over and Homer wins the fight. That's what Haider Emil is. He doesn't get hurt, man. And then he gasses you out because you're landing clean power shots to the jaw. And he's just eating that shit. And then you gas, and then he finishes you. He's 11-0. I trust him to win this fight. He is the underdog, which I think is insane. But I'm going Haider Emil, 2 underdogs in a row here. But we're not going to underdog in the next one. Jack Hermansson is taking on Gregory Rodriguez. Jack Hermansson, 37-year-old Swede, coming off of a win over Joe Pyfer in early 2024. So a year and a half has passed. I really like Jack Hermansson. I had him to win that Joe Pyfer fight, by the way. Just saying, just throwing it out there. I did have him to win that fight. I don't think he beats Gregory Rodriguez. Gregory Rodriguez is extremely powerful. He's coming off of a loss to Jared Cannonier. He gassed out. It was a round 4 knockout. He gassed out. And in middle of round 3, he was done. And he was just kind of hung on with pure heart. But he got finished in round 4 early. I was thinking about this fight because I've recorded this two times already. This is my 3rd recording. Jack Hermansson, I don't think Jack Hermansson finishes Gregory Rodriguez. I don't think Jack Hermansson beats Gregory Rodriguez. Clearly, I'm picking Gregory Rodriguez. But Jack Hermansson's not a finisher, right? He's a decision guy who will take you down and ride you out. I don't think he's doing that to RoboCop, Obama. I don't think he's doing that to him. Because Rodriguez, yes, he gasses. I think he'll drop the third, if it goes there. I think he'll drop the third round. But I see him winning the first two because he bangs hard. And he applies a pressure that I think will knock out Jack Hermanson. But Jack's a gamer. He fought with a broken rib, like through a broken rib. Like 2 rounds and won the fight and had a broken rib. Like grappling heavy, broken rib, won the fight. He's a gamer. I see him getting slapped in this fight. We continue. Peyton Talbot. We're on to the main card already, by the way. I speed run through this fucking beginning pit. Peyton Talbot is taking on Felipe Lima. I like Peyton Talbot. A lot of people, and it gets me a little bit upset. Peyton Talbot has this whole, he's a fraud. Peyton's a fraud because he lost one fight. He's 9-1. His loss was pathetic to Raoni Barcelos, but we now know that, I mean, if you're an OG fan and like a super hardcore guy, you knew that Raoni Barcelos was good, but we now know that Raoni Barcelos has the skills to beat a Cody Garbrandt on the feet. Raoni Barcelos took down Peyton Talbot. Peyton Talbot couldn't do anything. He couldn't get up. He could barely move, having Raoni in his guard. I mean, he was really struggling in that fight in the grappling, which, I mean, he's a striker, so he would struggle in grappling more than striking. But it was really bad. He's taking on a heavy grappler in Felipe Lima, but I'm going to talk about Peyton Talbot some more because I want to make this comparison. The Peyton Talbot-Malcolm Wellmaker comparison, I feel like it's too easy not to make. Peyton Talbot, his second UFC fight, knocks out Cameron Simon easily. Sleeps Simon. It was beautiful. Like, I can't picture the knockout in my head right now. But like I kind of can't. I think it's the one where he was like, wow, like Simon was like, wow, like that. You know, if you know, you know. I just can't picture it right now. I don't know why. I think it's that one though. But that might be the Wellmaker one. I don't know. We'll see. Beautiful knockout over Cameron Simon from Peyton Talbot. Then they give him some can. And Giannis fucking something. Gemetto or something. Some stupid dumbass name. Giannis Gemetto. Not his name, but he's not in the UFC anymore. It doesn't matter. He obviously sleeps Giannis Gemetto, I think in 38 seconds. And then they give him Raoni Barcelos. And he gets wrestle fucked. Now, if we look at Malcolm Wellmaker, he, in his first fight in the UFC, knocked out Cameron Simon beautifully. Left hook, slept him bad. Then they bring in some can and Chris Moutinho and go, here, Malcolm Wellmaker, we'll make your name value extremely, you'll be famous. And to nobody's surprise, he sleeps Chris Moutinho bad. My worry is their next fight for Malcolm Wellmaker will be a grappling heavy vet. You know, I think it's featherweight. I don't know. I'm not really. I don't have an option for him. But I'm just thinking that that's the fight that they're gonna make. They did it with Peyton Talbot. They're gonna do it with Malcolm Wellmaker, and Malcolm Wellmaker's gonna lose. And then everyone go, he's a fraud. He sucks. He got fraud checked because he lost one fight after sleeping the fuck out of Chris Moutinho. I mean, I just hate that shit so much. People act like one loss at the end of your career. I spoke about it a few weeks ago on the channel. That shit is so fucking annoying. It's so frustrating. He's taking on Felipe Lima, heavy grappler, decent on the feet, not amazing. He will be outstruck, Felipe Lima. If he can take this fight to the ground, I think he will control, just like Raoni Barcelos did. But hang on, I have this. I'll make that joke near the end. I have more to talk about Felipe Lima. Not really though. I have Peyton Talbot to win this fight by finish, by knockout. I think Felipe Lima dropping in weight for this fight, his chin's gonna be findable. It's gonna be a lot more findable, and Peyton Talbot's got knockout power, as we know. And again, Felipe Lima, heavy grappler, but Peyton Talbot's been working on his grappling with Frank Ocean. All right? He's been working on his grappling. You were working on your grappling with him, weren't you? Okay. Next fight of the night. Before I get to it, Money Moicano. Oh my goodness, my love. If you are enjoying this video, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button, as it does really support the channel. Hit that notification button as well, so that you know that videos came out. 2 videos per week, so keep your eye on the ball. If I have to record this video again, I might do something. I might do a catastrophe. Benny Dariush. Benny Dariush. Shout out Chill Sonnen. Benil Dariush is taking on Renato Moicano. Money Moik. I think this is a horrible matchup for Dariush, and I thought it was when it was originally scheduled for UFC 311. Of course, Arman Tsarukyan pulls out of his main event slot against Islam Makhachev. Renato Moicano steps up on 1 day short notice, earns big money, and loses that fight by Darce choke. Imagine if Moik won that. He knocked him down. I know that it's like, oh no, Islam slipped. He stepped on his foot. He got knocked down, bro. He got clipped. Islam got knocked down by Moik. We all saw it. You can't even deny it. Look at the picture. You can't even deny it. I think that this is a terrible matchup for Benny because he's 36 years old, coming off of 2 knockout losses. His chin is tested. It's findable. He's going to get slept, and I think he's going to get slept bad. I want him to retire before anything bad happens to him. Moik, on the other hand, obviously he just got tapped by Islam, but he will never beat Islam. Moik will just never beat Islam. It's okay, though, because he did beat Benoit Saint-Denis. He beats Benoit Saint-Denis bad. Pull up the picture of what he did to Benoit Saint-Denis, but make it small so YouTube doesn't kill me. Dude, he beat the piss out of Benoit Saint-Denis. I think he knocks out Benil Dariush in round 1. I think Benil Dariush, he's just too chinny at this point in his career. I like him. He's a nice guy. He's going down. Moik's going to win. I don't know how the odds are even close. I feel like he should be such a heavy underdog, Benil, but it's okay. Money Moik, get me on the podcast. I'm going to do my impression. I heard you talk about it on the microphone. Paddy Pimblish, easy money. Dan Hooker, easy money. Charles Oliveira, not so easy. And we will get to Charles Oliveira in just 3 fights. Just how not easy is he? Next fight on the card. Oh, by the way, Moik by finish. I don't know if I said that. Next fight on the card, Joshua Van taking on Brandon Royval. I've abandoned my boy. I've abandoned my child. Pull up the meme. Show the meme. I've abandoned my child. I've abandoned my boy. I love Joshua Van. I'm such a big Joshua Van fan. He's losing this fight, dude. He's just not ready. He's just not ready. I don't know how he's the favorite. Him being the I'm not going to lie, I did put money on him. Him being the favorite is bonkers to me. Him being the favorite is outrageous. It's bonkers. I'm going to say it again. Him being the favorite is bonkers. He is number 11 ranked, taking on number 1 contender in the world. He's coming off a win over Bruno Silva. Royval is coming off a win over Tatsuro Taira and Brandon Royval. Sorry. Brandon Royval is coming off of a win over Tatsuro Taira and Brandon Moreno. Both split decisions, but we don't have to talk about it. Joshua Van his competition is just not a Brandon Royval level guy. He has amazing boxing, amazing footwork, amazing head movement. He got knocked out by Charles Johnson, though. And I'm a big Charles Johnson fan as well. Rep the Skullet Gang. Charles, what's up? You know what? I might send this video to Charles Johnson. We're homies. Joshua Van was slept by Charles Johnson. I just see Royval getting the better of him, man. Royval's so unique. He's such a unique fighter. I always replay this clip in my head where I forget who he was fighting, but he gets hurt and he's getting knocked down, and as he's falling on the knockdown, he spins around and elbows the guy in the head. Who thinks of that? A mid-knockdown spinning back elbow? Royval, what? Who thinks of that? I just think he's too experienced and too techy for Joshua Van. I got Royval to take this one as the underdog. It's insane that he's the underdog. It is insane that he's the underdog. We continue to the next fight of the evening. The co-main event for the UFC Flyweight Championship of the World. Kai Kara-France is taking on Alexandre Pantoja. Pantoja making his 4th defense in this fight. There's a lot of cards stacking up against Pantoja. However, I did see something that we will get to. Let's start at the first card. Kai Kara-France is 32 years old right now. He is in his prime. That's card number 1. Card number 2, his left hook is money. I remember the Steve Erceg. On Tapology, it says the Steve Erceg was from a straight right that knocked him out. And maybe it was, and maybe he hurt Steve with a left hook earlier, and the end of the finishing sequence was a straight right. But I vividly remember Kai Kara-France landing that left hook right on the jaw of Steve Erceg and hurting him bad. That left hook is money. And it's so fast, and it's so clean. That's card number 2. Left hook. Powerful left hook. Keep these in mind, right? In his prime, Kai Kara-France. In his prime, KKF. In his prime, powerful left hook. Next, 35-year-old Curse. No fighter at 170 pounds or lighter, aged 35 or above, has won a championship fight in the UFC, except for one, Alexander Volkanovski, who is in the GOAT conversation. He is in the conversation for the greatest fighter to ever do it. I would say that he's 4th in that conversation. Next to GSP, DJ, John Jones, Volkanovski. Alexandre Pantoja just turned 35 in April. He's 35 years old. Let's keep counting. Kai Kara-France, 32 in his prime. Powerful left hook. Pantoja, 35-year-old Curse. Number 4. These two have fought before they fought on The Ultimate Fighter a decade ago. They know each other's game. Pantoja is now, okay, that's all the cards that I have right now. I might think of one later. I feel like there's another one that's floating around in my mind somewhere. Let's flip it to Pantoja, what Pantoja has. Pantoja has the greatest mindset, first of all, but we're not even going to talk about that. He has such dominance in the octagon. He's so good that they had to bring in Kaya Sakura from a different company to have him fight somebody, just to have Alexandre Pantoja fight somebody, and he finished Kaya Sakura in round 1 or 2. I think 2. Maybe 1. I don't know. I forget. The stream lagged. Now, if you actually look at the UFC flyweight top 10, and Brandon Royval has 2 losses to Pantoja. If you look at the flyweight top 10, I think he's beat 9 of the top 10, and some of them he's beat twice. Brandon Moreno, he's fighting Kai Kara-France for the 2nd time. Beat Brandon Royval twice. He has beat 9 of the top 10 fighters in the division, and some of them he has beat twice. I also forgot to mention this during the Royval-Van fight. That fight was confirmed by Pantoja, Royval, and Van, that if the Royval-Van fight is good, the winner will be taking on Alexandre Pantoja. Now, I hate this. Brandon Royval does not deserve a title shot. He does not deserve to fight Pantoja for a 3rd time. He would lose. And I like Royval, but dude, he's 2-0 against you. You know, there's no beating Pantoja. You have to get him. Honestly, Royval might have the elite mentality. Lose on purpose to Joshua Van. Have Josh Van fight Pantoja. Maybe beat Pantoja. I mean, it would be the best, you know. Everybody else is lost. It's a new challenger, at least. And he's got a large age advantage. He would beat Pantoja. Joshua Van would beat Pantoja. Then Brandon Royval gets his title shot. So there's a storyline in the making there. He just lost to Joshua Van. Joshua Van got the title shot off of him on a short notice, by the way. Joshua Van filling in short notice for Manel Kape, who broke his foot. Short notice. Comes in, takes the fight from Royval, goes to fight for the championship. Royval goes, what the fuck? I got left in the dust here. I was supposed to fight Manel Kape a month ago. Joshua Van just fought 20 days ago today. He'll have 21 days in between his fights. 2 fights in 21 days. So Royval's going, what the fuck? I got gypped, right? Well, now Royval's now Joshua Van's the champion. I want my get back. Boom. Immediate title rematch or title shot. Immediate rematch for Royval. That's the storyline I made in my head. It's completely bullshit. I think Royval will win. But I just don't want to see him fight Pantoja again. But Pantoja doesn't want to move up. He just wants to continue reigning as the champion and getting his money, which is valid, but still, it's like, bro. I got Kai Kara-France to win this fight. I feel like there was something else. Whatever, I forgot it. I got Kai Kara-France to win this fight by finish, by knockout. I feel like that left hook is going to come in clutch. Is going to stop the fight, that left hook. Oh, he also has amazing takedown defense. That's number 5. 5th card. Amazing takedown defense. And as we all know, 5 cards, you're out. Pantoja's going to lose this fight. We continue to the main event of the evening. I'm a little bit short on time. I kind of speed ran through everything because I've already spoken about this shit 2 times already. Charles Oliveira is taking on Ilia Topuria. So I will say, in my first 2 videos, I chose Charles Oliveira. But I just keep thinking about it, man. And I keep flip-flopping back and forth on this one. I think I'm going to go with Ilia by finish. But let me break some stuff down for you. Ilia is 16-0, coming off of back-to-back knockout victories over 2 of the GOATs of the 145-pound division featherweight. Now he's moving up to flyweight to fight for the vacant UFC championship. His back-to-back knockouts, you need a grain of salt. First knockout, Alexander Volkanovski. Alex Volkanovski had, 5 defenses of the featherweight title, moved up in weight class to fight Islam, lost a very close decision, got an immediate rematch for a champ status, and was head kick KO'd in round 1. 3 months later, I think 3 months, maybe even 2, he's back and fighting a knockout artist. I had to move my microphone, it was falling. He got head kick KO'd in round 1, flatlined. 3 months later, he's back, fighting a guy who knocks people the fuck out, like sleeps them bad. Now, kind of feels like maybe a little bit. It was too early. It was too early for him to come back. Maybe it was too early for him to come back. He needed that time to recover, but he wanted to defend his featherweight belt. He needed that time to recover. I swear that maybe he fought. No, did he? Was the Yair fight? No, the Yair fight was in June, and then Makhachev was in I don't even know when. Whatever. He needed his time off, but he came back in, I think it was 3 months. And then he gets slapped bad by Ilia Topuria. By the way, Volkanovski is that guy I spoke about earlier, who's 4th in the GOAT list. Gets slapped by Ilia Topuria. It's an amazing win. Regardless of whether it was kind of early for Volk to be back or not. Then he knocks out Max Blessed Holloway. Max Holloway. Which, if you know the sport, you know Max Holloway had never been hurt or knocked down in his entire career prior to that fight. However many fights he had, a lot. Because he was on the roster a long time. He's not like some Joshua Van 23-year-old. He had been on the roster a long time. Never been hurt. Never been knocked down. The no-look right hand. Dodging punches while looking at the announcers, talking to him. Teaching Calvin Kattar how to box mid-fight. Dude. And then he gets slapped by Ilia Topuria. The first time he gets hurt in the entire sport of MMA. He gets slept by Ilia Topuria. But is it that impressive? Because again, we need the context here. He had ample time to heal, so I'm not using him having a fight recently as an excuse here. But his fight before the Topuria fight was up a weight class. It was at 155 pounds against Justin Gaethje for the BMF title, right? He sleeps Justin Gaethje in the last second of the last round. It goes viral. It's one of the greatest knockouts you'll ever see. It was beautiful. But people forget, man. Earlier in that fight, Max Holloway was knocked down. You know, the stat says that he had never been knocked down before the Ilia Topuria fight. He was knocked down in that fight. He got hurt, and he got knocked down by Justin Gaethje at 155 pounds. People act like it didn't happen. The stats say it didn't happen. Even Max Holloway himself said, I don't know how they did not count that as a knockdown. He said, I don't know how they didn't count that as a knockdown because he got knocked down. He got hurt. Then he drops in weight class. Dropping weight class will make your chin deteriorate. So he gets hurt at 155, drops 10 pounds. He's already old, 35 years old at the time, maybe 34, maybe even older, maybe 36. I don't know. He was old. He looked really not good at 45. He looked not good at 45. Got hurt in his last fight at 55. Gets slept at 45. It's just, you have to consider this. You have to consider this context when talking about the Ilia Topuria knockouts over the GOATs of the division. You have to consider this. Now, I have no excuse for Charles Oliveira if he were to lose this fight. Other than he is also 35, may succumb to the 35-year-old curse. But Charles Oliveira has more finish bonuses. Charles Oliveira has, I think, the same amount of submissions ever that Ilia has fights. He has 20 bonuses. He has made up $1,050,000 from bonuses. Topuria has fought 16 times. Oliveira has 20 fight bonuses. Ilia Topuria has fought 16 times. Oliveira is the submission leader, the finish leader, and the bonus leader in the UFC. Topuria has fought 16 times. That's all I'm saying. He has the experience advantage by a mile. He's illuminated by God, Charles Oliveira. Now, I want to break down a few things. So, remind me. First thing, Ilia, this is his second fight at 155 pounds. You might think, well, how? He was just the 145 champion. How did he move up and now he's already had a fight and now he's fighting again? No. He fought years ago against Jai Herbert at 155 pounds. In that fight, he was knocked down by a head kick. He was not knocked out, but he was knocked down. He ended up getting a finish later on in the fight. Obviously, he's 16-0. Finished Jai Herbert by knockout. But if we really break it down, and I posted the video on my story today from Official Fight Lab on Instagram. Watch this video. It's very informative. What Topuria does is when he's throwing a combo, he'll throw 1 and 2, and his first hand, his lead hand, will drop to his hip because he wants extreme power on that third strike, right? He's a very good hook guy. He wants extreme power on that hook, so he drops it to his hip. The issue is, which Jai Herbert capitalized on, that chin is exposed if the hand is at the hip. If it's not up by the chin, it can be touched. So Jai Herbert fires a head kick, lands chin to chin, doesn't put Topuria out but hurts him because he dropped his hand to his hip for the combo. Now, if you look at the finishing sequence in that fight, Topuria ripping Jai, throws 1, throws 2, his third goes to his hip, and Jai throws a counter hook. That counter hook lands on the neck right here. If it was inches toward the chin, not even inches, like centimeters, maybe an inch, maybe a couple inches, maybe inches, yeah, inches. he would have slept Ilia Topuria. However, it lands to the neck, and when it lands, Topuria, with that hand at the hip, comes up over the top and sleeps Jai Herbert bad. I think Charles Oliveira will capitalize on this hand at the hip thing. But another thing, Topuria's combos don't happen in the center of the octagon. They happen when your back is against the cage. And Charles said, and he's very outspoken, his game plan for this fight is to walk forward, which seems very elementary. It seems very stupid that, you're going against a crazy knockout artist, and your plan is, I'm going to walk in a straight line forwards. You would think so. However, it is actually genius. Because what Topuria does, what his game plan is, he used it against Volk, used it against Holloway, used it against Herbert, used it against Bryce Mitchell, used it against, I almost said Uriah Hall. Was it the Uriah Hall fight? I don't know. I think it was maybe Uriah Hall. I don't remember if he even fought Uriah Hall. Not Uriah Hall. Holy shit, I meant Ryan Hall. He did. Damon Jackson he did it against. I don't think he did it against Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall fucking looked for his toes. He did it against Damon Jackson. He walks you to the back of the cage. So your back, the moment your back touches that cage, he starts ripping body, 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 head, head, body, head, body, 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 head, until you're knocked out. And you can't move. You can't go anywhere. Because if you try and go left, he rips to the body. If you try and go right, he rips to the body or to the head. Or left, he rips to the body or to the head. You can't move left or right because he's ripping hooks. It's beautiful. And you can't go backwards because there's a cage behind you. So you literally cannot move. You have to just fire back and hope you can knock him out before he knocks you out. And he has extreme power, so he'll probably get the knockout, as seen in his 16-0 knockout, 16-0 record. A bunch of UFC ones coming by knockout. I know he was more of a submission artist on the regional scene. Only one knockout on the regionals. He has jiu-jitsu as well, which is crazy. And I know I said he did it against Bryce Mitchell, but he tapped out Bryce Mitchell. He did it against Bryce Mitchell, and then Bryce Mitchell got knocked down, and then he tapped out Bryce Mitchell from the knockdown. Now, the walk forward strategy means your back isn't against the cage. So if he tries to rip those body head hooks, you can just back up, and it's not going to, you'll be out of distance. Charles Oliveira has a massive size advantage as well. So he'll be able to get out of distance easily. I also want to bring this up. Ilia looked pretty full, pretty weighty at the weigh-ins today. He weighed 155 on the dot, but it tells me that on Saturday, he's going to look similar. That was maybe he'll look a little bit bigger, but that was about his weight, right? I can't imagine he'll weigh 180 pounds on Saturday, right? Charles Oliveira, on the other hand, was thin as a rail, man. He looked like this. He's going to put on a lot of weight. He's going to be much bigger than Ilia Topuria. He'll be stronger. He'll have a better chin. Maybe he's 35, so maybe not. And he gets hurt. Oh, fuck. I forgot to bring this up. He gets hurt a lot. He got hurt against Michael Chandler in their first fight for the championship. He got hurt against Dustin Poirier. He got hurt against Justin Gaethje. He got hurt in the last round against Michael Chandler as well. And he got hurt in the second round against Makhachev, and Makhachev finished him from it. All of them are hooks, by the way. Topuria is a master of hooks. All of those times that Charles got hurt were from hooks, which is a little bit frightening and scary. But he came back and won those fights because he got hurt in round one. He locked in, came back and won. I don't know that if he gets hurt in round one in this fight, he's coming back. Topuria has so much power. I don't know that if Charles gets clipped in round one, he can recover. Which scares me because, fuck, I really like Charles Oliveira, man. I don't want him to lose this fight. I really don't. But I don't know, dude. What else did I want to talk about? There was something else as well. Charles Oliveira, coming off of a win over Michael Chandler. It was their second fight together. He got hurt in the last round of that fight. So he didn't get hurt in the first round, which was good. Not vintage Charles, you know what I mean? Other than that, before that fight, he lost to Arman Tsarukyan. Now, I don't think that this fight was actually a loss. I think it was a bit of a robbery. He had a very deep submission in round 1, a very deep guillotine, so deep, pulled the pick, Arman had to pull his pants off to get out of this choke. He had to pull his pants down to get out of the choke. That's how deep it was. Charles was seconds from putting him away. I feel like that deep of a choke is a clear round victory. I don't know how else you can score that round. It's a very clear round victory for Arman Tsarukyan. Second round, Charles drops. It's okay. It's 1-1 going to the third. End of the third round. Charles locks in a very deep Darce choke. He starts like celebrating. He's like sticking his tongue out and shit because he knows that the fight's about to be finished. But Arman gets saved by the bell. 2 deep chokes in 2 different rounds. He won that fight. He won that fight 2-1. It's okay. Before that, beat Beneil Dariush by knockout. Beneil also on the card. Talked about him earlier. I have Ilia Topuria to win this fight by knockout. I had Charles, but in the previous videos, if they didn't have audio issues, my official pick would be Charles, but I've just thought about it, man. I think Topuria is going to win by knockout. And that'll do it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please consider hitting like and subscribe button as it does to really support my channel. Also, be sure to hit that notification bell because you all want to stay informed about my upload schedule 2 times a week at minimum, which I feel like is pretty good. I mean, people used to upload once a week back in the day. I'm doubling that. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.